This is Cecelia, aka ForRealCeil, with 90 Days to Do and the MLS Bitcoin Club. Just coming to you this beautiful Thursday morning. It is like 82 degrees already in this morning, so today looks like it might be a scorcher. I don't know what to expect. I watched the weather report and didn't hear anything about rain, so it's just gonna be hot, and I'm good with that. So guys, I was thinking about profits and losses. Learning new traits and skills that will help elevate you to that next level of income. How some people still avoid the obvious, like knowing that in order to make something, it takes something. So you have to give of yourself. Sometimes it costs money to make money. Of course, if you want to learn a trade, or if you want to use a tool or acquire some kind of software or whatever it is that will make you have an improved result on your business. If you're trying to market, those softwares and platforms take money, mailings take money, just door knocking and doing other things like that when it comes to the real estate world takes money, because it's time and energy. You have to drive around, you have to canvas areas, and also you have to have a team of people working with you to try to point you in the right direction. Sometimes you can do it on your own. I don't have my own real estate license, so I'm not on the MLS, but I have a realtor that helps me to locate properties. But I do a lot of searching myself. I use RealFlow and target properties, and then I'll do mailings, and sometimes I will drive around, but I'm not one that's like the person who will go knocking on somebody's doors and asking questions and asking about properties, which I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, because many people land successful deals that way, and it's really cool that they have that nature, that characteristic about them, that they feel comfortable doing that. And I mean, it's a comfort zone thing for me that I'm just not really comfortable with. I see on my neighborhood watch that a lot of people with the Ring cameras and stuff, they be just pretty much putting people out there like, hey, you're ringing the bell, you asking questions about a property. It may not even be their property, but it's their neighbor's property. Sometimes they know answers, sometimes they don't, but they always will report that stuff. They'll be like, oh, this person was at my door, they were knocking, they was asking questions about this or that. And that's cool, because it's good, because some people's intentions are ill. So I totally get that. And then there's others who just are really working. Like, it's so crazy. I had went to a RIA meeting, and I met this guy who was a wholesaler, and then a couple of weeks later, like on the Ring thing, some lady was like, who's this strange guy? He was at my door, he's asking questions about the property across the street, like, who is it? When they're probably looking to steal something. Was saying a whole bunch of stuff, and I was like, no, I didn't know him. He's legitimate. He's into real estate investment, and he's just looking for properties. And they was like, oh, okay, well, thanks, and then I sent him a picture in an email, because I had his business card, and I was like, look, you're famous. Like, he was on our neighborhood watch thing, and it was just ironic that I saw him. So that was an interesting thing, and I tell you, the world is a small place. It really is. So the people who could do that is fine. It's great. I just don't have the aptitude for all that. I'm more of I want to see stuff on paper. I want to view it online, then go visit a property that I know is available and that I may be able to purchase or acquire, or even just look at and decide for myself. But I'm not going to people's doors. I'm not knocking on strangers' houses. I'm not doing it unless there was a buddy system. Now, if it was a group of us or individuals, like a whole group of people, come on, you gotta do that, because you're really this guy. Okay, so we're looking at properties together collectively. That's something different. But I'm, as a female especially, I'm not going to some strangers' houses, just walking around ringing bells and asking questions. No, for somebody chloroform me, grab me up in the house, and then I'll be like one of those movie tragedies or something. It still happens to this day. There are nutcases out here who will they might kidnap you and hold your ass for ransom or whatever. You don't never know what to expect nowadays. People are crazy out here. But then there are others who will say, hey, come in, give you a glass of water and tell you everything that you need to know about every damn body's business on the block. So, yeah, but here we are. It's 2019. There's a lot of opportunity for growth out here. I'm looking to acquire properties in northern New Jersey. I'm looking in Florida. I'm looking in certain parts of New York. There are specific target areas, like in the Newburgh areas, and I have other areas that I'm looking to purchase properties. Now, do I want to acquire the properties for rentals, or do I want to flip them? Well, it depends on the location. Location. I actually have a friend, fortune builder's brother, let's just say it like that, who has property in Maryland, and I looked at it. I really am interested in acquiring it, but the setup for me at the time was not right because it's a shared unit, so it's not really private. And I would prefer, because if it were me and I were going on vacation and I know I had to book a room or a rental property that had an adjoining entryway to my unit, and then we had to have shared bathroom and kitchen, it wouldn't work for me. I would say if it wasn't a unit and it was a designated shared kitchen and bathroom area, and then every room had like a lot, like a big rooming house, then that would be different. But that's not the case. So I really can't say that I want to acquire that for Airbnb rental property, but I'm looking. So the ideal thing for me is either a whole house that's up for rent, or a trailer property, or if you have just a big house that has individual rooms, like a rooming house, and it's shared bathroom and kitchen area that is on a separate floor or identified space that is accessible by everyone that is renting a room that is locked. That's something different. Well, the setup has to be right. So I'm looking at Florida. I love Florida. I love the beaches. I love the atmosphere of the island itself. And, well, it's not an island, it's a peninsula. I know. I just really think that it's a really good vacation area, good place to be, and that I could find a lot of rentals in those areas. Now, I was also looking at a house in Ocala, Florida, but it's out of the way. It's not really near anything that attracts me. And the thing is, I couldn't get to see inside the property, so that right there was a turnoff. If I can only see the outside of a property, it's in like a development, so it's not a gated community, but it is inside of like a sub community, and all the houses look similar. Some are newer and some are older, but again, you can only see outside of the property. Well, I really need to see the inside of the property, especially at the price point that property was for. And since I don't have feet on the ground right there, especially in that area, because it's like really far away from where my relatives are, that I would trust their judgment to say, hey, should I make an offer on this property or not? And then I'm talking to my partner about properties, and for my first deal, I don't think I will want to have a property that's so far away that I can't maintenance or keep an eye on or restore to my liking or our collective liking in order to have it as a rental property, or even just to own and flip. So right now I'm just pedaling back on that. But again, I am still looking for a property in Florida, and I have my eye on a couple that I wanted to put an offer on that I was definitely going to use as a rental property. But again, the thing is, having a manager for that property, because I'm way up here, is essential, and right now I don't have that. And I know my cousin asked me if I needed a property manager, but if you're 4 hours away from the property I'm buying, I don't think you're going to want to do that job, so that's another thing I have to consider. The distance from where the people who I could give access to the property, who could watch it and take care of it for me, or let me know when stuff needs to be addressed there, would be great, minus having a stranger or a management company from afar that is predatory maintenance, because I'm finding a lot, and I'm hearing all kinds of stories, because I know people who own property that are out of state, and they have management companies tending their property, but they really are charging them exorbitant amounts of money and not doing shit, and not updating them accordingly about their property, and then updating them sometimes when it's not necessary. So they need to find that ground, and they really need to get a good company, a reliable company who's consistent with their reporting methods or with how they're looking at stuff, because ultimately you want an extension of yourself out there. You don't just want any fly-by-night company looking at your stuff. You want somebody who's really representing you, and not themselves, or unless their standards are very high, and you don't have to worry about whether or not they're going to protect your investment as if it was their own. So with that being said, I'm just rambling now. I want to express it though, because all these things are on my mind, as an investor, thinking about all the possibilities. There's so much stuff that I can do, and so much that I can get into, and I'm excited about it, and the possibilities are endless. It's great prospects out here. There are so many good things going on right now that it's just beyond amazing, and I know some of them are right under my nose. So in that aspect, that makes me want to think closer to home, come back towards Jersey, because again, the South Shore areas, southern New Jersey, Monmouth County, ForRealCeil, all of these townships down here by the ocean in Jersey are great target places too. Somebody told me that at a REIA meeting, and I was like, yeah. But you know what? They're absolutely right. So I'm gonna look, and some of those properties down there are really dirt cheap. They are not expensive, and they're not in terrible condition, and they're reachable. I could go drive for an hour and a half, 2 hours, get to the Jersey Shore, and fix a property, or have a group of contractors repair our property, inspect it, go down there, journal it, and then work on getting some tenants in there. So it's like opportunities there. Really, really pleased about all the stuff that's coming to light out here. This is crazy. I'm looking at all kinds of stuff going on early in the morning out here in the street, boy. This is Brick City, boy. There's a lot of empty property over here, and there's a lot of opportunities. But my thing is, I don't want to acquire a property, spend money repairing it, and then can't sell it. The location has got to be right, and that's so key. So, when people think about, there's tons of property here, there's tons of property there. Okay, yeah, it is. That's absolutely right. And the market for some may be hot, but if it's in the wrong area, you'll get a property and you'll get stuck with that sucker, and nobody won't buy it. So That's something to think about. Well, I'm at work, guys. Everybody, I wish you a great day. Stay in touch with yourself. Stay in touch with your desires and dreams. And make today a great day. Bye-bye.